Imagine this. It's 2005, you come home from school, you turn on your Xbox, sit down on the couch, and load up Need for Speed. And this is the first car you see. I want to bring that car to life. This is my E46 that I bought for $900, and this is the body kit that I bought to turn it into the car from Need for Speed. Let's go ahead and show you guys what I bought. The first thing looks like side skirt. This is the driver's side. I need a knife to take off all the bubble wrap. Fender, also the driver's side. And all these parts are from DTM Fiberworks. What do you think?
Pretty cool.
I'm excited. Okay, fender. Other fender, rear fenders. They're gonna sit like that-ish. I'm gonna have to cut so much. Look how much I'm gonna have to cut. All the way up to like here. All this is gonna come out. This side, if they had any imperfections, they went ahead and like filled it with filler. Still gonna have to do a whole bunch of body work, but it's gonna look so good. I'm gonna have to trim the trim piece here. The rear bumper. Look at these vents. At the end of this project, we're gonna try and get this whole body kit almost as if it was from factory like that. I'm gonna try to make custom fender liners so that it's perfect as if BMW made the car like that. I'm really excited to see this part. The front bumper. That's the cool part, but last part is the other side skirt. Do you think we should start by taking off the fenders and putting the fenders on, or by unwrapping everything and seeing how like one side would look? I think so too. Let's start by taking off the fender. I want to start like one body panel at a time. Like I don't want to move the hood before I get the fenders on, so that I know how the gap is supposed to be and how it will be with this fiberglass kit. Obviously, since it's fiberglass, it's not going to be perfect. We might have to add, right here we have to trim. Looks like there's some kind of like almost masking tape material in there, but we have a lot of prep work to do. But let's start with taking this fender off so that this stays on, and then we'll work on maybe to the other side and then the front bumper so that we're not going to be adjusting gaps like crazy, so we get a pretty good idea of where things need to sit piece by piece instead of taking everything off and having to readjust everything all together. We'll get a pretty good idea. Let's see if I can get this unboxed without a knife. I mean, I can just go grab a knife too. Let's see what this looks like. I haven't seen this kit at all, so it's gonna be a lot wider. Think about the headlights here. It's gonna be that much wider. Looks like we might have to make some brackets or something. I'm gonna go grab a knife, get this one completely unboxed, grab some tools, get this fender off. I'm excited to see how this is gonna look. So I've wanted to build this car for a while now. Obviously growing up, I've played Need for Speed and I always thought it was like the best game ever. So it was always a dream to go ahead and just have that hero car. It's cool to be seeing these dreams come true. I know this isn't an exact one-to-one body kit, but it is pretty close and it's still gonna look good and it's gonna be unique in its own way. So I'm excited to still get this together. And I'm excited to bring you guys along for the journey. Look at those vents. They're not real vents, but the idea is there. It looks cool. We can make them real vents. There's our one fender. Let's go ahead and get this one off. We got to make sure we keep these bolts. I'm gonna try to reuse them. But this one, there's no holes drilled in the fiberglass kit, so we're gonna have to drill holes. There's a bolt that goes right here. Look at everything that just fell out of the fender as soon as it popped off. There's still more in there. Just like that, our fender is off. So this fender's in pretty good condition. Same thing with the other one, same thing with my front and rear bumpers. So hopefully I'm able to recoup some cash just by like selling these. I know this might not fit right away, but let's see what we're working with here. So I'm comparing the two fenders here. This is right around the headlight where that trim clips in. And here you can see on the fiberglass one, it's huge. So I'm gonna go ahead and grind this down to match that a little bit better, because right now it's not fitting at all. So I'm gonna grind that down and maybe even grind back this tab a little bit, because same thing, it's not letting me put the fender in because of those two tabs. Another fender off. I'm gonna go ahead and try the driver's side body kit fender because I realized it's molded a little bit better and that passenger side isn't even close to lining up. But if they're both not close to lining up, I know it's not just because that one's all messed up, it's because it's a fiberglass kit. This is my first time doing one, so I don't even know what to expect. So we're gonna go ahead and take this fender off and try the other one. So it does look like this one fits a lot better than the other one, but it's still, we have a huge gap right here. I'm gonna go ahead and close the hood and show you guys where we're at right now. So our gap right here is not even close because right here we're hitting the hinge. So I'm gonna go ahead and trim this back also, get this to fit a little flusher. You can see on the stock fenders, they have cutouts for the hinges. So I'm gonna go ahead and try and match this. Went ahead and got this roughly trimmed out and it fits. Obviously we have a huge gap here. At least we can mock it up a little bit better. But my issue is right here, we have this big gap. And if I do this, it lines up great, like it looks good, but that's where the fender ends up being. So I don't know how much this body kit will flex if I go ahead and just drill out the mount right here and try bending it, like flexing it. I know it's gonna be pretty hard with this ridge, so I'm gonna go ahead and close the hood, see where this top edge has to be, and if anything we can always add some filler here to make it look better. And then once we go ahead and get these two kind of mocked up, we'll take off the front bumper and put on the body kit. So we're still running into some stuff back here. I'm gonna have to trim a little bit more. Not really sure what we're running into, but we'll trim a little bit more off that end. Same thing in the front. It seems like we just have to like push the headlight kind of back. Whole body kit kind of has to go down. We have a pretty big gap right here. All right, so here's where we're at. We have both fenders on. They're just literally sitting on there. But the main problem I'm having is I don't know if the M3 hood is taller or if I'm gonna have to trim down a lot of this or what's going on here, because we have a ton, like almost 3/4 of an inch. The hood either has to come up or somehow these fenders have to go down, but like they're not too bad on the headlights. So I don't know if the hood is supposed to be different is what I'm trying to get at. Like I tried to do it without buying the hood because it's $1,000 and hopefully I can get by with it. I'm just gonna leave it as is and message the company tomorrow to see if the hood is taller. And right now I'm gonna take off the bumper and go ahead and try to get this one mocked up so I can at least get the front end look. And then we're running out of daylight, so I'm gonna go ahead and park this car, let it sit, and come back to you guys tomorrow. So it took a little bit of work, but I think with a little bit of convincing, this bumper should come off now. I just don't know what it could even be on anymore. It's like almost off. Well, bumper's off. Now let's see if the wide body bumper will fit with this crash bar on or if we have to take it off too. Check that out. This is gonna look so sweet. Can't wait to get the whole car done and painted, but one step at a time, slowly but surely. For you guys, a couple of videos are gonna be months of work for me, so let's go ahead and put that on there, put the fenders back on, and see how the whole front end is gonna look. Looks like the fender liner's in the way there, so take that off and try again. Third time's the charm, that's what they say. go. Now we can push those fenders on, see how everything lines up. Check that out. That is sweet, and we don't even have the rest of the body kit on. We still have the side skirts, the rear quarters, and the rear bumper, which I'm assuming the rear bumper to rear quarters is gonna be the easiest part because I can move the rear fender around so much. Like here, I can't move the door, I can't really move the hood, can't really move the headlights. But the bumper fitment is like spot on perfect. Like we don't have much of a gap anywhere. Right here we do, we'll either pick that up or maybe again, different hood. I'm gonna reach out to DTM, see what they say. I'm not too worried about this. I might just put a mesh all the way along here. This thing is gonna be sweet when it's all done. So this is where we're gonna leave off today. We got the bumper and fenders all mocked up. No holes drilled, nothing permanently fixed, but at least we're getting an idea of how much work we're gonna have to do, which is a lot, unfortunately, but still exciting. I'm glad I can take you guys along for the ride. And if you guys have any tips and tricks, just let me know down below. All right, so it's day 3, and let me show you guys where we're at. So if you guys remember when I first mocked up this fender, the fender was like an inch almost above the hood. But as you can see now, we're pretty much there. We're gonna have to add some filler because the body kit curves down in a way that the hood doesn't. But you can also see that the gap is pretty smooth all the way along. Around the door, we obviously aren't perfect yet, but I'm gonna build a bracket that's gonna hold it around there. And then we'll just add a little bit of material here to make this gap a lot better because that's also not acceptable. Let me show you guys how I did that. So if you see on the passenger side fender here, I pretty much cut off the mounting part, and that allows it to come up a little bit and we can reattach it there. We just needed to get rid of about 1 inch of material on this side. So right now I have a ton of fiberglass and resin, and it's pretty ugly. And I did all this off camera because it's pretty boring, but I'm gonna go ahead and pull all these bolts out, sand all this, make it smooth. But right now it's pretty solid. This part of the fender doesn't move without this part moving. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these bolts out and see how it looks on the underside. So what I did is mocked it up the best I could with the duct tape, and then laid this fiberglass and resin down. And then I closed the hood and I pushed all the gaps to where I needed them to be before the resin cured, and then let it sit overnight. And now that it's cured, I can actually like hold the whole piece up by this, which is good. That's what we need. I'm not gonna clean this extra fiberglass up just yet. I need to go ahead and reinforce the rest of this because around like the bolts, I didn't put any fiberglass because I wanted to end up taking it off. Like right here, you can see there's just no material there at all. Like this whole piece moves up and down. So a little bit of more work, and then a lot of sanding and making it look pretty before we even get this body kit painted or even think about painting it. But we're making progress, even though it's slow. It is what it is, and it's kind of what you get when you get a fiberglass kit. But yeah, this looks sweet. It's a lot of work, but I think in the end, it'll all be worth it. It's not like it's hard work either. It's just very tedious and annoying. Just lots of hours go into it. But this needs to go on hold. I have to deal with this now. Wind blew down a tree in my yard. But I'll come back to you guys when I'm ready to start working on this again. So that's gonna do it for today's video, guys. I'm so excited to get this car done and slowly get it together. I know it's gonna be a huge project and it's gonna take a lot of time, but I'm excited to take you guys along for the ride and show you guys my process. And I don't wanna hide anything from you guys. I wanna just tell you how it is. This fiberglass kit isn't really the best, to be honest. It's gonna take me a lot of work to get it where I want it, but that's just part of the game, I guess. I'm excited to get these side skirts on. We have to do some cutting to the body for this vent. I'm excited to get the flares on and the rear bumper, and this car is gonna look sweet. We have to do a lot of filling around the A-pillars just to get it perfect. If I'm gonna be redoing this whole car, getting it painted, I want it to be perfect. So we're gonna spend a lot of time doing that. But that's gonna do it for today's video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like and subscribe. Goodbye.